Okay, I'm working through chess.com's intermediate level chess bots, and we're now on to Hans, who apparently comes from Greenland. So let's see what Hans has to offer, what kind of game he's going to play, and more importantly, how you can beat him. So let's start with e4 and e6 is played. Okay, I'll grab the center. Does open up a line towards my king, so I need to be careful. Okay, knight to h6 on the second move. That's unusual. So I need to develop some pieces. I'll put my knight to c3, just blocking off this diagonal. And okay, a5. This is looking kind of random already. Bring up my bishops. I could capture there on h6 and double his pawns, which might not be an issue if I castle queenside. Alright, I'm going to develop my bishop and defend my knight at the same time, and his bishop moves back. That's not ideal. You don't want to be moving pieces twice once you've developed them, unless you really have to. Okay, let's bring up my other knight. I'm just going to play solid, dependable chess. Alright, now he's moved his knight a second time. So he's not really attacking anything, so I can kick the knight with h3 if I want to. I'm going to do that. He can't really advance. Okay, now he's moved his knight a third time. So let's bring my queen to e2, and I'm going to get ready to castle. I could castle either way. Oh, whoa. That's very interesting. Right. So now, what do we want to do? Do we want to castle now, or do we want to... are there any weaknesses we can start to attack? I've got knight to e5, might be an interesting move, but I can get kicked quite easily. So let's castle. I'll just castle kingside. And b6. So I'm happy that I've got a nice centre there. I need to start thinking about attacking ideas. So he's got a little bit of a pawn structure going on the light squares, which means that f7 is a little bit inaccessible. So I'm going to play a4 just to okay, stop pushing my pawns up this side of the board, and let's see. So now he's got pawns on dark squares on the queen side. Right, so Hans looks like a bit of a random kind of player. So I want to keep my king side nice and safe. h3 maybe isn't ideal for castling that way, but let's see what we can do. Okay. So I want to bring my knights in towards the king if I can. How about e5 now? So if he takes, I can recapture with a knight and put my knight on a good square there. Okay, now he's coming down, he's attacking my knight with that bishop. But that's not a huge worry. It's defended a couple of times. I don't want to swap off my light square bishop at this point in the game. Let's bring my other knight around. Could come now to g3. Okay. He's a confusing player, for sure. I'll just improve my bishop, defend this pawn again, and now knight out again. Okay, I'll push c3 to shore up this structure. Okay, I'm going to recapture with a knight, and the bishop's moved back. Hans is a weird player. Okay, I'm thinking now knight to g5 looks good, because then I've got two attackers on that square. Even if he pushes his pawn, I can go in with a fork on the queen and the rook. Now he does now have the option to sacrifice his bishop on g2, but I think I can live with that. Right, that's a very odd move. Ooh, wow. Queen comes in. I could throw in a check. I've got bishop b5, so if bishop b5 and the pawn pushes to break the attack, I could recapture with the knight, but then that leaves this knight hanging. I'm just going to grab the rook. I'm not too worried about the queen on that side of the board at this point. I've also got this, potentially, bishop to there, kicking the queen away. In fact, does that trap the queen? Queen can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Let's try that. Okay, and we win the queen. In fact, yeah, I can't capture the knight right now because then queen can get out. So I just have to grab the queen, and if he wants to take my knight, that's acceptable. Okay, so now I'm up in material. I've got a queen and 2 pawns for his knight and a pawn. So what do we do when we're up material? Simplify, swap off material. Okay, I have to be conscious about this diagonal here. Can't capture that pawn there. So let's bring my other major pieces into the game. Rook A to E1. Okay, I can just simply capture that. And the king's moved back. Moving the bishop with check. Okay, now his king's going to have to run. I've got queen there, but then bishop can come in front, so that's not really doing anything. So do another check. And now this bishop has pinned itself, right? With moving there, it's moved in front of the king, so it's pinned itself, and now I can attack it with the pawn. And he's coming with some kind of attack. Let's recapture with the rook, so that maintains my pawns, my structure there to a degree. Okay, I'm going to double rooks now. There's nothing, no real threats. See, I also have a bishop guarding that square too, so 3 attackers, 2 defenders on that square, so I can capture. If rook takes, I can recapture with a rook, which is defended by the bishop. And black is very, very weak now. He's made some very unusual moves, I have to say. Let's just remove that. So now he's down to only 2 pieces, apart from his king, and he's decided, instead of recapturing, to move the king. So let's throw in another check. King moves back, queen to there. I think the only move he's got is pawn forwards, and then that should be a nice checkmate. So wow, weird game from Hans. So Hans seems like a kind of a random player. So I don't think you need much in terms of advice to know how to beat him, because he will play very weird and unusual moves, but not even aggressive moves. I don't see why he's estimated around 1,000. It seems like definitely one of the weaker bots that we've seen around this level. So there you go, Hans. Thank you for the game. So all I would say to you, if you're working your way through the bots, take your time. You can beat Hans. He will make crazy moves. You just need to hold the line, keep solid, let him hang himself, really. That's all I have to say about Hans. So that's how you beat him. Solid chess, and you'll get there. You've got this. You'll be fine.